He's one of the most decorated athletes in the sport's history, with 19 major trophies to his name. 6 Premier League titles with Manchester United. A UEFA Champions League trophy as part of the legendary 1999 treble. Titles in Spain with Real Madrid, in America with LA Galaxy, and in France with Paris Saint-Germain. He's the only English player to win league titles in 4 different countries. He captained England 59 times out of his 115 international appearances. And just last year, in 2025, he received a knighthood, becoming Sir David Beckham. Victoria Beckham rose to fame as Posh Spice in the Spice Girls before transforming herself into a respected fashion designer. Together, they've built an empire worth approximately $450 million. They married in 1999 and have 4 children: Brooklyn, born March 4, 1999, now 26 years old, Romeo, 23, Cruz, 20, and Harper, 14. For over 2 decades, the Beckhams have been the picture-perfect celebrity family. Every public appearance carefully curated. Every social media post precisely calculated. Brand Beckham, as it's often called, has been one of the most meticulously nurtured images in celebrity culture. But behind that polished exterior, something was about to crack. Brooklyn first met Nicola Peltz at Coachella in April 2017. Nicola, born January 9, 1995, was already an established actress at 31 years old. She'd appeared in Transformers: Age of Extinction in 2014 and spent 4 years on the TV series Bates Motel from 2013 to 2017. But what really set her apart was her family background. Nicola's father is Nelson Peltz, an 82-year-old billionaire businessman and founding partner of the investment management fund Trian Partners. His net worth sits at around $1.6 to $1.8 billion. That makes him roughly 3 times wealthier than the Beckhams. Nelson has been married to former model Claudia Hefner since 1985, and they have 8 children together. Nelson has 10 total. Nicola's own net worth is estimated at $50 million. Brooklyn and Nicola went public with their relationship in November 2019. By July 2020, Brooklyn had proposed with an emerald-cut diamond ring, announcing their engagement on Instagram. Everything seemed perfect. 2 famous families coming together. But according to Brooklyn's recent statement, trouble was already brewing beneath the surface. In early 2022, Victoria Beckham reportedly agreed to design Nicola's wedding dress. For Nicola, this seemed like a dream come true, wearing a gown designed by her future mother-in-law, herself a fashion icon. But then, according to Brooklyn's January statement, Victoria cancelled making Nicola's dress in the 11th hour, despite Nicola being excited to wear her design. Nicola addressed this in a Vogue interview, saying, "I was going to and I really wanted to, and then a few months down the line, she realized that her atelier couldn't do it, so then I had to pick another dress. She didn't say you can't wear it, I didn't say I didn't want to wear it. That's where it started, and then they ran with that." But Brooklyn's version paints a different picture, one of deliberate cancellation rather than logistical impossibility. This wedding dress dispute would become the public face of a rift that, according to Brooklyn, went much deeper. One of Brooklyn's most explosive claims involves his name itself. In his statement, he alleged that his parents repeatedly pressured and attempted to bribe him to sign away rights to his name before the wedding. He states, "My holdout affected the payday, and they have never treated me the same since." This suggests that David and Victoria wanted to secure commercial rights to Brooklyn's name, presumably for brand Beckham business ventures, and that his refusal to comply created a permanent rift. The exact dollar amounts and specific nature of these alleged bribes weren't disclosed, but Brooklyn's claim is clear: his parents prioritized business over his autonomy, and when he stood his ground, their relationship with him fundamentally changed. April 9, 2022. Palm Beach, Florida. Nelson Peltz's oceanfront estate, Mont Sorel, worth $103 million, he bought it back in 1987 for $13.5 million. The property spans 13 acres with 44,000 square feet, 27 bedrooms, and a private beach. The wedding itself cost an estimated $3 to $4 million, 4 times what David and Victoria spent on their own 1999 wedding. 500 guests attended, including Serena and Venus Williams, Eva Longoria, Mel C., Mel B., Gordon Ramsay and his family, and Snoop Dogg. It was a Jewish ceremony. Brooklyn wore a custom Dior suit by Kim Jones with a diamond chain from Anita Co. Nicola wore a custom Valentino haute couture gown, not a Victoria Beckham design. David served as master of ceremonies. Romeo and Cruz were Brooklyn's best men. Harper was a bridesmaid. Nicola's brother Will Peltz served as man of honor, and her 93-year-old grandmother was maid of honor. Reportedly, the couple signed a prenup the week before the wedding to protect the Peltz family wealth. But according to Brooklyn, the day before the wedding, family members told him Nicola was not blood and not family. Victoria allegedly called him evil for including his nanny Sandra and Nicola's grandmother at their wedding table instead of certain family members. The most disturbing allegation in Brooklyn's statement involves what was supposed to be his romantic first dance with his new wife. Brooklyn had planned a special moment. Mark Anthony was supposed to call the newlyweds to the stage for their first dance to a love song. But according to Brooklyn, Victoria hijacked the dance. Instead of calling Brooklyn and Nicola to the stage, Mark Anthony announced, "Please welcome to the stage the most beautiful woman in the room, Victoria Beckham." Brooklyn states in his Instagram post, "I've never felt more uncomfortable or humiliated in my entire life." He claims Victoria danced very inappropriately on me in front of everyone. A source told E! News in May 2025 that Brooklyn and Nicola were under the impression they were being gifted their first dance by Mark Anthony. The source continued, Brooklyn wasn't quite sure what to do and was put in an awkward situation. Most tellingly, Nicola left the room crying. She eventually came back and was able to collect herself to celebrate the rest of her wedding. Whether the dancing was actually inappropriate or whether Brooklyn simply felt humiliated by his mother taking over what should have been his moment with his bride, the damage was done. On what should have been one of the happiest days of his life, Brooklyn felt embarrassed and his wife was left crying. By summer 2022, rumors of a family rift began circulating. At some point, the exact timing is unclear, both sides unfollowed each other on social media. For a family that Brooklyn claims valued family love based on how much you post on social media, this was a nuclear option. Just months after the wedding, Brooklyn and Nicola put their Beverly Hills home on the market. They'd bought it in June 2021 for $10.5 million and listed it for $12 million. It sold in August 2022 for $9.5 million, a loss of $1.25 million. The family was rarely seen together publicly. Separate holidays. Separate celebrations. The image of the perfect Beckham family was maintained through carefully selected throwback photos and strategic social media posts, but the reality was fracturing. May 2025. David Beckham turned 50, and a major celebration was planned in London. According to Brooklyn's statement, he and Nicola flew to London specifically to attend and attempt reconciliation. But Brooklyn claims David refused all of our attempts, unless it was at his big birthday party with 100 guests and cameras at every corner. Brooklyn states, when he finally agreed to see me, it was under the condition that Nicola wasn't invited. So Brooklyn and Nicola waited in their hotel room, trying to plan quality time with David, but were rejected. They didn't attend the party. Brooklyn didn't post a Father's Day tribute to David the following month. Brooklyn's characterization suggests David was only willing to see his son in a public, performative setting with cameras rolling, perfect for brand Beckham, but not in a private, genuine father-son moment. And certainly not with Nicola present. In August 2025, Brooklyn and Nicola renewed their wedding vows. The Beckham family was not present. In his January statement, Brooklyn explained why. They wanted to create new memories of our wedding day that bring us joy and happiness, not anxiety and embarrassment. Think about that for a moment.